Okay, class, today we are going to read a very inspiring story. It's called The Miracle of Purun Bhagath. It's written by Rudyard Kipling, yes, the same author who wrote the Jungle Book. But this is one of his less well-known stories. It's about an old sage, a very wise man, who lived a peaceful and holy life. During the time when the British were in India, there was a man named Purun Das. Now listen carefully. Purun Das was high caste Brahman. That means he belonged to the priestly class in Indian society. He was highly educated, very intelligent, and became a powerful figure. In fact, he worked as the prime minister of one of the princely states. These were small kingdoms in India that were ruled by local kings, but under British control. He studied under the British system and carried out many reforms. That means he made changes to improve things in his state. Purun Das believed something interesting. He thought that if something was good for the British, then it would also be good for Indians. So, roads were built, schools were opened, and hospitals were set up. He even traveled to England. And there, he was given a very high honor, the title of Knight Commander of the Order of the Indian Empire. But, one day, Purun Das got tired of all this. Imagine, students, leaving behind power, money, and comfort. He gave it all up and became a sannyasi, that's a holy man who gives up worldly life. Barefoot, he left the city and went up into the Himalayas. He carried only begging bowl. And among the beautiful deodar trees, those are tall evergreen trees you find in the mountains, he discovered a deserted shrine, a place of worship that had been abandoned. And he decided to live there. So in this first part, we see Purun Das as a powerful man who chooses a simple life in the mountains. He goes from being a prime minister to a sannyasi. Interesting transformation, right? Alright, class, now let's see what happens after Purun Das becomes a sannyasi and starts living in the shrine up in the mountains. When the village priest in the valley saw smoke rising from the shrine, he climbed up the mountain to welcome Purun Das. Now remember, this priest is not just curious, he's respectful. He looks into Purun Das' eyes and realizes, this man once ruled over thousands of people, but has now given it all up to live a simple, holy life. The priest bows before Purun Das, takes his begging bowl, and goes back to the village. Why? Because in Indian tradition, holy men don't earn money, they live on what people give them. This bowl was how Purun Das would receive food. In the village, the priest tells everyone, at last, we have a true holy man at the shrine. These simple villagers are happy, and Purun Das becomes known as Purun Bhagath. Bhagath means a devoted saint. From that day on, his begging bowl was never empty. The priest made sure he never went hungry. Purun Bhagath would sit quietly beneath the trees at the shrine, deep in prayer, absolutely still. And guess what happened? The animals of the forest began to trust him. The deer came, the langurs, those are long-tailed monkeys, came, even the Himalayan black bear walked up to him without fear. Imagine that, even wild animals felt safe around him. So, in this part, we see Purun Das, now Purun Bhagath, fully accepted by the villagers and loved by nature itself. This showed how peaceful living can bring harmony with both people and animals. Years passed. Then one rainy night, Purun Bhagath was suddenly awakened, not by thunder, not by rain, but by a nervous langur. Remember, langurs are a kind of monkey, with long tails, common in India. This one seemed frightened. Purun Bhagath looked out into the darkness and saw something alarming. Rainwater was rushing down the mountainside, loosening the earth. He immediately understood this could cause a mudslide, and the whole village below could be buried while they slept. Without second thought, Purun Bhagath ran down to the village, and he wasn't alone. The animals followed him. He woke up every villager, urging them to cross the valley and climb up the next hill quickly. He made sure every single person was safe before he himself left. That's the mark of true selflessness. At daybreak, the villagers returned to see where Purun Bhagat had been sitting under a tree. The animals gathered around him. But he was gone. He had died. Out of love and respect, they built a shrine, a sacred place for prayer, right there in his memory. And to this day, people still worship at that spot. Let's quickly go over some keywords here. Langar, a kind of long-tailed monkey. Shrine, a special place where people pray or show respect. Sannyasi, a holy man who gives up normal life to live apart from society. These words help us understand the cultural and spiritual background of Purun Bhagat's story. Alright, class, let's check our understanding of the story of Purun Bhagat. Part A. Tick the right answer. 1. Purun Bhagat saved the villagers from a mudslide. Yes, not a volcano or snowfall. Remember that heavy rains caused the earth to loosen and slide down the hill. 2. Purun Das went to England and was made a Knight Commander. That's a high honor given for service. 3. One rainy day, Purun Bhagat was awakened by a nervous langur. That's the long-tailed monkey we read about. 4. The villagers built a shrine in his memory, a sacred place where people can come and pay respects. Now, Part B, answer the following questions. 1. What was the original name of Purun Bhagat? It was Purun Das. 2. Who was Purun Das? He was a highly respected man who had held an important position and was honored in England. 3. What did Purun Das become after giving up power and wealth? He became a sannyasi, a holy man who lives simply, away from worldly life. 4. Name some of the animals who came to Purun Bhagat. Langurs, deer, and Himalayan bears. 5. What did Purun Bhagat do to save the villagers? When he realized a mudslide was coming, he quickly ran to the village at night, woke everyone up, and led them to safety before the disaster struck. Alright everyone, let's move on to Part C, fill in the blanks. Remember, think back to the story of Purun Bhagat as we do this together. 1. Purun Das was the Prime Minister of one of the princely states of India. Yes, he wasn't just any official, he held the top administrative position. 2. Purun Das went to England and was made a Knight Commander. That's a special title given for distinguished service. 3. The villagers made sure that Purun Bhagat was never hungry. They cared for him because they respected his wisdom. 4. The langurs and deer were some of the animals that came to Purun Bhagat. Remember those friendly visitors from the forest? 5. Purun Bhagat saved the villagers from a mudslide. Quick action saved many lives. Now let's look at Part D, true or false statements. 1. Purun Das went to the Himalayas because he wanted to become mountaineer. False. He went there to live as a holy man, not to climb mountains. 2. Purun Das changed his name to Purun Bhagat because he didn't want people to know who he was. True. 3. Purun Das was a good administrator but he got tired of his life and went to live in the Himalayas. True. 4. The villagers were not happy when Purun Bhagat came to live beside the deserted shrine in the mountains. False. They welcomed and respected him. 5. Purun Bhagat was afraid that villagers would die, so he rushed to warn them. True. That's how he saved their lives. Let's learn a very useful word skill today, synonyms. Do you remember what synonym is? A synonym is a word that means the same as another word. Using synonyms makes our writing more interesting. For example, strong, powerful. Beautiful, pretty. Carry, lift. Vacant, empty. Expert, professional. Listen again to each pair and say them with me. Strong, powerful, beautiful, pretty, carry, lift. Good. You have a list of scrambled words in column B. Your job is to unscramble each word to make a synonym of the word in column A. Number 1. Big. The scrambled word in column B is A, R, E, G, L. Let's unscramble it. Rearrange the letters, we get large. Yes, that means the same as big. Number 2. Tiny. The scrambled word is M, A, L, S, L. Rearrange the letters, we get small. Small means the same as tiny. Number 3. Right. The scrambled word is O, C, R, E, C, T, C. Rearrange the letters, it becomes correct. Correct means the same as right. Number 4. Begin. The scrambled word is A, R, T, T, S. Rearrange to get starts, which means the same as begin. Number 5. End. The scrambled word is H, F, N, S, I. Rearrange the letters, and we get finish. Finish means the same as end. Part 2. Word search, synonyms. Now look at the blue box. These words are synonyms that you must find in the grid: glad, up, leap, permit, rush. One is already done for you. Glad is here in the grid. Let's find the rest together. Rush, found in the first row, going across, HURRY. Up, in the second row, near the start, UP. Leap, found going down in the last column, LEAP. Permit, found in the last row, ALLOW. Part 3. Grammar skills, verbs. In the sentences given, the underlined words are verbs. A verb is a word that tells us about an action, something the subject is doing. Let's read the examples. The children play football. The girl sings a song. The kids jump. My mother cooks food. I read the newspaper. Part 4. Fill in the blanks. Now fill in the blanks with the correct verbs from the brackets. The teacher, what does she do? She teaches us. The children, what do they do in the park? They play in the park. Let's continue with our exercises. We are now on page 37. Let's start from question number 3. Part 1. Fill in the blanks with correct verbs. Read the sentence carefully and choose the right verb from the brackets. Number 3. The shopkeeper in the shop. The correct answer is sells. The shopkeeper sells in the shop. Number 4. The monkeys in the forest. The correct answer is chatter. The monkeys chatter in the forest. Number 5. The doctor, the patients. Here, the best verb is examines. The doctor examines the patients. Number 6. Tina, the television. The correct answer is watches. Tina watches the television. Number 7. The birds in the sky. Here, the right word is fly. The birds fly in the sky. Number 8. Mother her children. The correct answer is looks after. Mother looks after her children. Part 2. Listen and understand, adjectives. Now, we are going to find the describing words. Remember, adjectives describe a noun. Let's go through the examples. The beautiful house. Here, beautiful is the adjective. The angry dog. Angry is the adjective. The big city. Big describes the city. A man proud of his children. Proud describes the man. The tall building. Tall is the describing word. Man of great wisdom. Great is the adjective. My favorite fruit. Favorite describes the fruit. The heavy box. heavy is the adjective. A naughty child, naughty is the describing word. A wonderful sight, wonderful describes the sight. Part 3, Word Power. Now let's pronounce the words aloud and practice together. Repeat after me. Disaster, princely, commander, shrine, absolutely. Himalayan, mudslide, loosening. Very good. Part 4, Conversation Skills. For conversation skills, think of any great personality who dedicated their life to helping others. For example, Mother Teresa, Mahatma Gandhi, or Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. Speak a few lines about them, who they were, what they did, and how they helped people. Here's a completed epitaph for Purun Bhagath based on the hints in the box. Here rests Purun Bhagath. A holy and kind man. A great leader and reformer. Who gave brave and selfless service with no thought for his own safety. Always humble and kind to people and animals. He saved hundreds of lives. And gave up his own life for others. 1. Do you think Purun Bhagath was a saint? Why or why not? Yes, Purun Bhagath was a saint because he was holy and kind man who cared deeply for people and animals. He lived a humble life, worked selflessly for the welfare of others, and even sacrificed his own life to save the villagers. His actions showed compassion, courage, and devotion to serving humanity. 2. Why do you think people today have less respect for saints? People today may have less respect for saints because modern life is fast-paced, and many are focused on material success rather than spiritual values. Some may not fully understand the sacrifices saints make, and others may be influenced by false impressions from a few who misuse the name of sainthood. As a result, genuine saints sometimes do not get the respect they deserve.